Ladies and gentlemen, here now, as part of his second American tour, the management of the theater is proud to present the great English novelist, Mr. Charles Dickens.
Good evening. Tonight I shall read to you what has proved to be one of my most popular tales, first published in my Christmas book in the year 1844, A Christmas Carol. Stave 1. Marley's Ghost. There was no doubt whatever about Marley. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it, and Scrooge's hand was good to anything he chose to put his name to. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. Scrooge knew he was dead. Of course he did. Scrooge and he had been partners for years. Scrooge was his sole executor, sole administrator, sole friend, and sole mourner. And even Scrooge was not so dreadfully cut up by the sad event, but that he was an excellent man of business on the very day of the funeral, and he solemnized it by concluding a favorable contract. Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. There it stood, years afterwards above the door. Sometimes people new to the business would call Scrooge Scrooge, and sometimes Marley, but Scrooge answered to both names. It was all the same to him. On the day in question, of all the good days of the year, on a Christmas Eve, it was cold, bleak, biting weather. The fog rolled in at every chink and keyhole. It was late, and candles appeared in the windows of offices like ruddy smears upon the palpable brown air.
Sir, would you like to buy a flower, please?
No. Oh, clear the way. Make way, children, out of my way.
Behave yourselves, or Mr. Scrooge will get you while you sleep.
Oh, keep your distance, sir, keep your distance. I've no money for homeless beggars.
He's a heartless old sinner, ain't he?
Old one. That Mr. Scrooge ever notice how the ice in his features freeze up? He chills his office in the dog day and doesn't raise it up 1 degree. Not even on Christmas. Oh, cold as a glacier, that Mr. Scrooge.
Coal, sir? You want more coal? I saw one lump in the grate already. It's quite enough. Be gone.
Merry Christmas, Bob.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Fred.
And a Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Bah! Humbug.
Christmas? A humbug, Uncle? You don't mean that.
I do. Merry Christmas. What reason have you to be merry? What right? You are poor enough.
What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Bah! Humbug.
Oh, don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in a world of fools? What's Christmas time to you but a time for buying presents without money? A time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer? A time for balancing your books in finding every item for 12 months written in red ink. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly in his heart.
Uncle!
Nephew, keep Christmas in your way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it!
Permit me to leave it alone then, and take a lesson. What good has Christmas ever done you?
There are many good things from which I haven't profited, I dare say. But Christmas is among the best. I have always thought Christmas, well, apart from its sacred name and origin, if anything belonging to it can be apart from that, I've always thought Christmas as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable time. The only time I know when men and women seem to open their shut-up hearts freely and to think of each other as fellow passengers to the grave, and not an other race of creatures bound on endless journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good, and that it will do me good. And for the sake of Christmas and my mother, I say, God bless it.
Let me hear another sound out of you, and you'll keep Christmas by losing your situation.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come dine with us tomorrow.
Sir, I will see you get this clear. I will see you way
But
down
why? We have never had a quarrel to which I have been a party.
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry to find you feeling this way. But I made this effort in homage to Christmas, and I'll keep my Christmas spirit to the last. So, Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Well, good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon. Look at Cratchit. A poor clerk earning 15 shillings a week with the burden of a wife and family in Camden Town. And he talks of a Merry Christmas. They ought to lock him up in the mental hospital.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe. Have we the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years. 7 years ago, this very night.
Well, we have no doubt that his liberality is well represented by his surviving partner.
Liberality.
Our credentials, sir. At this season of the year, it is desirable that we should collect a fund for the poor and destitute. Many thousands are in want of common necessities. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts.
Are there no prisons?
Oh, yes, sir, there are plenty of prisons.
And the workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are very busy, sir.
I am very glad to hear it. From what you had said a minute ago, I was afraid something had stopped them in their useful course.
But they hardly furnish Christian cheer of mind and body to the multitude, Mr. Scrooge. That is why a few of us endeavor to raise a fund to buy the poor meat and drink and means of warmth.
What shall we put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, you wish to remain anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. I cannot afford to make idle people merry. I support the prisons and the workhouses. They cost enough.
Many cannot go there. Many would rather die.
Well, if they would rather die, let them. It will decrease the surplus population.
The surplus population.
Good afternoon. Get away from here! Get out of here with your humbug! What a foul night! that time already. To the very minute. Very well. Very well, we'll close up. I suppose you'll be wanting all day tomorrow.
If quite convenient, sir.
It isn't convenient, and it isn't fair. If I were to hold back half a crown for it, you'd think yourself ill-used now, wouldn't you, Mr. Cratchit? And yet, you don't think me ill-used when I pay a full day's wage for no work.
But, sir, it only occurs once a year.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket. Well, I suppose you must have the whole day. Be here all the earlier next morning.
Yes, sir, of course, sir. And a very merry
Don't you dare!
Yes, sir. Good night.
What an evil fog. Let them try to keep Christmas in this weather.
Scrooge took his melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern, and having read all the newspapers, and having beguiled himself with the figures in his bank account book, he went home to bed in a gloomy suite of rooms in a gloomy building. Darkness is cheap. Scrooge liked it.
Blast. I shouldn't have ate that big meal.
Mr. Scrooge?
You again? Why are you skulking outside my house?
It is most urgent that I speak to you, sir.
I gave you my answer last week, young Mr. Buckworthy. You will pay what you agreed to pay when you applied to my firm for your loan. No grace period, no delays, no more twaddle, sir. On the day after tomorrow, payment is due.
But, sir, at this particular season, there are certain circumstances.
Balderdash! Christmas comes tiresomely, year in and year out. You can't use that to get round to me.
Oh, no, indeed, sir. But you see, my wife and I, we have recently found out that...
Well, congratulations are in order. At least I suppose they are. I am happily ignorant of such matters.
Oh, we'd be very happy. Except my wife, Caroline, is so delicate. Even now, she requires the care of a physician, and that leaves little or nothing else.
No excuse! You will pay, or your little mite will weep and wail piteously because dear Papa has been locked up in Marshalsea Prison, where all the debtors go. Good day, sir!
The fog and frost hung about the old black threshold, where there was a large door knocker. And now, let any man explain to me, if he can, how this happened.
Oh, Marley! Jacob Marley, is that you? And what are you doing here? How did you turn into my door knocker? Please, is that really Marley? Oh, it's the door knocker after all. Too much food upsets the system, including the eyes.
Ah, what a dismal old house it was, lost in a hidden yard where it had no business to be. One could imagine it may have strayed there as a young house and never found the way out. Nobody lived in the house but Scrooge. All the other rooms had been let as offices, which were black and silent at this hour.
Better, yes. It's shameful to be rattled by a lot of humbug from your stomach. Oh, did I bolt the door? Please. It's double locked. All secure. Oh, well, a nice bowl of gruel. That will settle things. Oh, no! Please! This isn't happening! It's more humbug! Stop, please. Who's there? I bolted that door! Come on out! I'm ready for you, whoever you are. Oh! Stop! What do you want of me?
What, sir?
Who are you?
Asked me who I was.
You're mighty particular for a ghost. Tell me.
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
It's more humbug. The supper again.
Why do you doubt your own senses?
Because little things stir 'em up. A slight disorder of the stomach makes 'em play tricks. You aren't real. You're an undigested bit of beef, perhaps a blot of mustard or a crumb of cheese. There's more of gravy than the grave about you, whatever you are, sir. See, stop this dreadful apparition! Why
Do you or do you not believe in me?
Oh, yes, I do. Now, please, tell me why do spirits walk the earth tonight? Why do they come to me?
It is required of every human being that the spirit within him walk abroad among his fellow men. If that spirit does not go forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. Doomed to wander and witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth.
But you are chained. Why is that?
I built the chain I forged in life. I built it link by link. Your By Yah, I put it on and wore it of my own free will. Is a design so strange to you? You wear the same chains.
Chains? I don't understand, Jacob. Please explain. Where are all these chains? Please, speak comfort to me.
I have no comfort for you, Ebenezer Scrooge. That comes from other regions. Nor can I tell you everything I might. For very little more is all that's permitted to me. I can't stay. I can't rest. I can't linger because in life, my spirit never roved beyond our counting house. I see. Mark me! In life, my spirit never wandered beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing home. And so, many more weary journeys lie ahead for me.
7 years dead. Have you been traveling all the time?
Aye. No rest. No peace. Incessant torture of remorse.
Well, why remorse? You were always a splendid businessman, Jacob.
Business? Well, mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, benevolence were my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. I failed to learn that lesson. This time of year, I suffer most.
Christmas time?
Yes. Why did I walk through the crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned away? I have come tonight to warn you that you still have a chance and a hope of escaping my fate. A chance and a hope that I have arranged for you, Ebenezer.
You were always a good friend to me. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you so.
Yes, tonight, you will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Thank you very much, Jacob. I will... But haunted!
Haunted!
Is that the chance and the hope you're offering me?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Hear me! My time is nearly gone. Without these visits, you cannot hope to shun this path I tread. Expect the first spirit when the bell tolls 1.
But can't I take them all at once and get it over with?
Expect the second when the bell strikes 2. And the third when the bell tolls 3.
No, please, don't leave me, Jacob. Tell me more.
Good night, Ebenezer Scrooge. Save yourself if you can!
It's still double locked. What else can it be but humbug? What else? Oh, it's 12:15. It's 1/2 1:45. That's it! The hour itself. Please. Nothing? Nothing. Hello?
Hello.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who are you? What are you? Tell me exactly.
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
And may I be so bold as to ask what business brings you here?
Your welfare.
Well, I'm very much obliged, but I can't help but thinking that a night of unbroken sleep would be more conducive to that end.
Don't trifle with me, sir. This is a matter of preservation. Yours. Rise. Rise and walk with me.
Where?
There.
The sky? No, I am a mere mortal. I'll fall.
Touch your hand to mine. You shall be upheld.
But you see, Good heavens! I know this countryside. I was bred and brought up here.
Your lip is trembling. And what is that on your cheek?
Nothing.
Do you know this path?
Know it? I could walk it blindfolded.
And that great grand mansion of dull red brick at the head of the path?
It was my school. What else? The charity school for children whose parents were too poor to care for them through the year.
Strange. To have forgotten these things after so many years.
It was a large house, but was one of broken fortunes. The spacious offices were little used. Their walls were damp and mossy. Their windows were broken. And their gates were decayed. Visible through many open doors were small, dreary rooms, poorly furnished.
Well,
they can't see you. They are but shadows of the things which have been.
they're mighty thin shadows, I'd say.
There was a vast and chilling bareness about the place, one which somehow associated itself with too much getting up by candlelight, and not too much to eat. But on this particular day, the gloom of the setting could not suppress certain feelings of elation.
A Merry Christmas to you, Felicity.
And you!
Stop that! Lower your voices, or I shall give you a taste of this! You are not on holiday yet! Young Master Job, pray tell me, why were you hopping about in such a ridiculous and jocular fashion?
But, sir, it's Christmas.
And you, Miss Pearl, the same explanation?
Sir.
Do you seriously believe that pious invocations of the season will fill your scrawny bellies with the purses of your parents, whose very incompetence puts you here. Not in this life, my dears. This life or in any other. Now clear the premises! Quietly, quietly! My time is valuable, Master Scrooge. Is no one coming for you?
I don't know, sir.
Then what about your father? Or is he still locked up in debtor's prison?
No, sir. He was let out.
Then pray tell me when he will be here to collect you.
I don't know, sir.
Well, surely somebody will be coming.
Sir, I presume so. It's Christmas.
That word again? Young Master Scrooge, you are a bright young chap. Brighter than most of that lot. Let me share a secret. Christmas is merely one of a number of convenient fictions devised to keep the poor classes in a useful state of humility, docility, and productivity. It is an utter humbug, my boy. Keep that in mind, and you will prosper.
I wish that I... Oh, how I wish, but it's too late now.
Too late. For what?
Last night there was a young boy singing a Christmas carol outside my door. I wish I had given him something, that's all.
Indeed. A most interesting development.
Ebenezar?
Wow!
I've come to bring you home, brother dear.
Home?
Yes, and not just for Christmas, for good in all. Father is a changed man. He has a new position, sweeping out a number of very fine commercial establishments. He is ever so much calmer and kinder. He spoke so gently to me the night before last, and I was not afraid to ask once more if you might come home. And he said yes. He sent me in a coach to bring you. It cost a lot, but he was emphatic. You were to come home and find a situation and never come back here. But first, we're to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world.
Oh, you're wonderful. Sir, here's my sister Fan. I'm going home.
Oh, what a relief. Bring down Master Scrooge's box. Well, quickly, quickly.
Dear Fan, a delicate creature whom a breath might have withered, but she had a large heart.
Oh, you're right. I'll not gainsay it, Spirit. She was younger than me, but she was always my strong anchor. She was my pole star. After our mother died, she took that role and cared for me.
She died a woman and had, as I recall, children.
One child, my nephew. Oh, Van!
She can't hear you.
But I want to speak with her, to tell her how much she meant to me.
Too late. Your chance was long ago. Come, we must hurry on.
Where?
To a much more pleasant and festive place. Come.
Although they had but only left the school behind them, they were now amid the strife and tumult of the city. It was plain by the dressing of the shops that here, too, it was Christmas time. The ghost stopped at a certain warehouse door.
Oh. Yes, you do. My. I can't believe it.
Do you know this place?
Know it? I was apprenticed here.
Yo ho, Dick! Ebenezer! Yo ho, boys, where are ya?
Here, sir.
Right here, Mr. Fezziwig.
Well, boys, clear away. It's Christmas Eve, Dick. Christmas Eve, Ebenezer. Let's have the shutters up. Plenty of room for a party tonight. And tomorrow, a modest bonus for the 2 best apprentices ever to cross the threshold of Fezziwig and Company.
Thank you, sir. You don't
Merry
say.
Christmas to you.
I
It's
cannot wait.
nothing, boys. It's Christmas. Let's clear away. Well, Ebenezer, your fiancée is coming, is she not?
Belle will be here any minute, sir.
Then why such a long face? At this season of the year, it's not suitable.
Sir, I apologize. It's just that I'm very much concerned about my sister, Fan. Her husband, Tom, is a good sort, but not very successful. My sister is frail. She carries more than her share of the burdens of the family, just as she did when we were small.
Don't worry so, my boy. I realize that times may be hard for your sister, but you yourself have told me many times that Fan is a confident and a stalwart person. She will manage. I'm confident of it.
Yes, sir.
All right then, let's clear away.
Quiet. It's old Fezziwig. Bless his heart, it's Fezziwig alive again.
Mrs. Fezziwig,
Oh, yes, dear.
where is the fiddler I hired?
I don't
Here,
know.
Your Honor.
Set yourself up and give us lively airs all evening long.
Merry Christmas, Papa!
Merry Christmas, Papa.
Well, Miss Fezziwig and Miss Fezziwig, the sight of you makes me proud. But where are your suitors?
There, Papa.
All of them are mine, Papa.
Well, welcome to them all. We shall have to have a competition.
So grand of you to invite us to your party, sir.
Nonsense, Mrs. Are you not the best cook ever to grace the Fezziwig household?
She is. And here's the cold roast and cold boiled to brew.
May I present the friend I brung? This is Bill. He delivers milk.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
I can't believe it. It's Miss Belle.
The girl you were meant to marry.
Yes, we were betrothed to each other by our parents when we were no more than 16 years old. It was not long before I loved her. Oh, how I loved her.
Fiddler, music for our young lovers. All our young lovers.
A Merry Christmas, my darling.
Yes. Yes, it is, isn't it? The best ever.
And with mistletoe.
Oh. Was there ever such a good master as old Fezziwig?
No, not in this world, or in any other that I can imagine.
Here's to Fezziwig.
Fezziwig, the best of men.
What a small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small?
Yes, don't you think so? Fezziwig spent but a few pounds for this party. 4, perhaps 5. Is that so much that he deserves such praise?
You've got it all wrong, Spirit. It isn't the amount. He had the power to render us happy or unhappy. To make my service and that of Dick Wilkins light or burdensome. His power lay in words and in looks, in things so slight and insignificant that it's impossible to add and count them up. I remember that party. The happiness he gave us was quite as great as if it had cost a fortune.
Come back.
No, I must speak with Fezziwig, and with Dick, and Belle.
No. My time grows short. Come this way.
No, please, Spirit, I must beg you to speak.
This way.
There you go.
Ebenezer.
Well, I came the moment I received your message. How is Fan?
She's...
What is it? Tom, how is my sister?
She delivered a handsome son.
No, Fan!
The doctor is with her. He's done all he can. We had already decided to name the boy Fred.
Fred? I warned her the ordeal might be too much.
I know, but we both wanted a child so badly.
Was she in pain?
Yes, Ebenezer. It grieves me to tell you she was.
I remember, Spirit. How I remember.
And then everything began to change.
Belle, my dearest.
Please don't. Don't call me that. You received my note.
I did. Terrible news.
There was no other way to tell you but forthrightly.
I don't understand your decision to break off our engagement.
That is why I asked you to meet me here. At 6:30.
I'm sorry to be so late. I had to stay and confer with the solicitors about the new leases and contracts. They will make me a huge sum.
You see? You do understand my note after all.
No? No, could anyone idolize you more than I?
Another idol has displaced me. And if it can cheer and comfort you in time to come, as I would have tried to. And that is the way of the world.
What? What are you talking about? What idol has displaced you?
A golden idol.
Belle, be reasonable. I'm only trying to deal with the world on its own terms. There is nothing which the world professes to condemn with such severity as the pursuit of wealth. And nothing on which it is so hard as poverty.
You fear the world too much, Ebenezer. I have seen your hopes disappear, leaving one. The hope that the world will never scorn you for being poor.
Oh, Belle.
It's true. I've seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one, until only one master passion engrosses you. Gain.
What of it? Even if I have grown wiser, I am not changed toward you. Belle, am I?
When our parents made the marriage contract long ago, you and I were poor but content to be. We knew that hard work would improve our situation modestly as years passed, and that was enough. In those days, Ebenezer, you were another man.
I was a boy, witless and naive.
You see? Your own feelings tell you that you are not what you once were. Alas, I am. How often and how painfully I've thought of it, I won't say. It is enough that I have thought of it and can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no, never.
In what, then?
In a changed nature, an altered spirit, in everything that has made my love of any worth and value in your sight. If there were no contract, tell me, would you still seek me out and try to win me now?
You think not?
I would gladly think otherwise if I could. It's a hard truth, but it is the truth. If you were free today, could I ever believe that you would choose a girl without a dowry? You who by your own admittance weigh everything by gain or loss. Or suppose you did choose such a girl. I know that repentance and regret would soon follow. I have nothing to give you, Ebenezer. Nothing of what you value. I release you. I do so with a heart full of love for the man that you once were. You may feel a little pain, but only for a brief time. And then you'll dismiss the memory gladly, an unprofitable dream. And you'll be happy that you awoke. May you be happy in the life that you have chosen.
Don't do this, Belle.
There's no other way. Goodbye, Ebenezer.
Spirit, this is too much. Conduct me home.
There is but one shadow of the past yet to be seen.
No, I don't wish to see it.
One more.
Why do you delight to torture me?
Papa's home!
Hello, sweetheart. For you. I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon, my dear.
Who was it?
Guess.
I can't.
Mr. Scrooge.
Ebenezer?
Aye. I passed by his office window and the shutters were open. He had only a candle inside and no other light. His partner, Marley, lies upon the brink of death, they say. And there sat your old friend, alone. Quite alone in the world, I do believe.
How sad. But it is the life that he has chosen.
Oh, no, no more. No more! Please, Spirit.
Ebenezer Scrooge, I command you to open the door. Well, sir!
No.
Good evening. It is time you make my acquaintance.
Who are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas present. Oh, do not cower so, my good man. Lift up your eyes. Look upon me. You've never seen the like of me before, eh?
I don't believe I have. No.
And never walked forth with any other members of my family. Oh, meaning, for I am very young. Oh, my elder brothers, born in recent years.
No, Sir Phantom. Have you had many brothers?
Oh, more than 1,800.
Well, that is quite a family. Think of the cost.
You know why I am here?
I do. I went forth an hour ago on compulsion, and I learned a lesson, which is working now. This hour, if you have anything to teach me, let me profit by it.
We shall begin with this.
What's this?
The blessings of Christmas. Oh. Now, touch my robe, and we'll go.
Where?
Onward, Ebenezer, to Christmas morning.
Although the sky was gloomy, every street choked up with a dingy mist laden with atoms of black soot, and the people were jovial and full of glee. All the shops were open. They displayed great round baskets of chestnuts and Spanish onions, fat as friars. There were pears and apples and blooming pyramids, bunches of grapes, piles of filberts. From the grocers arose the blended scents of tea and coffee. Oh, and the raisins and the almonds so white, the sticks of cinnamon so long and so straight, the candied fruits so heavy laden with sugar as to make the hungry onlooker grow faint. Oh, there were figs and French plums, poultry for sale in the poultry shop, and a brisk trade in all of them. Oh, but soon the steeple called all good people to chapel and to church, and then to the celebrations of the day. Oh, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Very good job today. Lovely. Oh, well, here I was leading you.
How are you this evening?
Yes, just set yourself right up. Make yourself right at home here. Pretend it's your piano. Oh.
Oh, bravo, well done.
God bless the day brimming with love. God bless the child come from above. God bless the tree, sweet, fragrant pine. God bless the fowl roasted so fine. God grant every Yuletide wish, and one more ere we're done, all through the year to come. God bless us everyone, through all the year to come. God bless us,
God bless the day brimming with love. God bless the child come from above. God bless the tree, sweet, fragrant pine. God bless the flower roasted so fine. God grant every Yuletide wish, and one more ere we're done. All through the years to come, God bless us everyone, through all the years to
have a game!
Oh, capital idea, Topper. And what shall it be?
Oh, our favorite. Yes and no.
Have we time for the meal, Sarah?
Oh, ample time, husband.
Oh, then permit me to be it, for I have a very suitable subject in mind. I am thinking of something which is neither vegetable nor mineral, but animal.
It's that big fat goose Sarah's cooking, I know it.
No, I'm afraid it's not. The animal in question has absolutely nothing to do with this blessed holiday.
Here, Topper, no clues. Yes and no, that's all.
Sorry, old chap.
Is it a live animal?
Yes.
Is it in this room?
Oh, no, my darling.
Oh, is it savage?
Oh, yes.
Is it kept in a menagerie?
No.
I say, it's rather intriguing.
Is this animal ever killed in market? Oh, clever.
Clever. No. What?
Is a disagreeable
Oh,
animal?
yes. Yes, it is.
Does it grunt and growl sometimes?
Yes.
Does it live in London?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I know.
Does it walk about the streets?
Yes.
Is it a performing bear?
It's a bear!
No.
Is this animal led around by anyone?
No, it is not.
Then it certainly can't be a bear.
Is it a horse?
No.
A dog?
Oh, no.
Is it a pig?
No.
A cat?
Oh, no.
But it does walk around London, you
And it's very disagreeable.
Does it talk?
Yes.
I have figured it out, Topper. I know what it is.
What?
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
You misled us. I distinctly recall asking you, is it a bear? To which you answered no, which was sufficient to divert all thoughts from Mr. Scrooge.
I did have some doubts about that answer. Sorry, my dear.
But he did say the animal had nothing to do with Christmas. And that's true enough, isn't it? Your uncle never joins us for these festivities, does he?
Alas, no. He says Christmas is a humbug, and he believes it too.
He's a pitiful creature.
I suppose that's true, Mrs. He's a comical old fella. Though Topper is right, he does growl and snap too much. Never mind. His offenses carry their own punishment.
Oh, very rich, your uncle, isn't he?
Yes, but what of it?
Well,
His riches are of no earthly use. He doesn't do any good with it. He doesn't make himself comfortable with it. I can't be angry with him.
Well,
I'm sorry for him. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself. Always. He takes it into his head to dislike us and won't come and dine with us. And what's the consequence? He misses dinner.
A very good dinner.
I was going to say that, my love.
I have no patience with him. I see no reason to invite him again. Ever.
Oh, no. I plan to give him the same chance every year. He may growl at Christmas until he dies, but maybe he'll think just a little better of it if he finds me coming in the office every year and saying, Uncle Scrooge, how are you?
Well,
How am I? I am not in the Christmas spirit. Humbug. Well, I shook him yesterday. I could tell. I shall definitely continue if it only put him in the graces to give his poor clerk £50 one day. That's something. Meantime, he's given us plenty of merriment this evening, and it would be rude of us not to drink his health in good mulled cider. And so I give you Uncle Scrooge, wherever he is. He wouldn't have it for me, but he shall have it nonetheless. Uncle Scrooge.
A pack of fools, giggling and shouting like children.
They were festive. I rather had the impression you were enjoying it.
Never. Lead on.
Well, what shall we see next? A coal miner's hut? The deck of a ship on the stormy Atlantic. Oh, a beggar's hovel. At each location, in their own way, each receives the day's blessings.
My clerk.
What?
My foolish nephew spoke of my clerk Cratchit. No, he's a sober and intelligent fellow. He lives in Camden Town, in 4 cramped and tiny rooms. I would see Bob Cratchit's Christmas.
Done!
What has happened to your precious father? And your brother, Tiny Tim? And your sister, Martha? She wasn't half so late last Christmas Day.
Oh, here's Martha, Mother.
Oh, Martha, you've never seen such a goose as we have today.
Bless your heart, my dear. Oh, you're so late. I feared you couldn't come at all.
Oh, Mama, we had a deal of work to finish up at the millinery shop last night. And more to clear away this morning. But they let me have the rest of the evening off. They're fine folk.
Yes, indeed. Now sit down by the fire and get warm.
Is Father coming, Martha?
Hi, Martha, hi.
Tim, whoa! Oh, the old nag's had a long gallop from church. Let him rest. Oh. Hey, where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming. Not coming? Not coming on Christmas Day? Scrooge, what are we to do?
Oh, Papa, here I am.
You spoiled it. You came out too soon.
I can't help it. I don't like to see Papa disappointed.
And I don't like to see you gentlemen troop in here with all the grime of London on you. Wash your faces, my dears. Take a peek at that luscious goose while you're at it, Bob. Martha, dust the hot plates and then sweeten up the applesauce, if you please. Belinda, oh, Belinda, stir the gravy and then check on the pudding. Peter, Peter, finish mashing the potatoes at the stove. Vigorously, vigorously.
My dear, the aroma of that goose, together with its tempting exterior and its size in relation to its cheapness, well, it's sufficient to excite the admiration of the world.
Did you examine the pudding yet?
The pudding? Oh, indeed, a wonderful pudding. Oh, if I may say so, madam, I regard that pudding as the greatest success achieved by yourself, since your marriage.
What a weight off my mind. Oh, I've been so busy I forgot to ask, Bob. How was the service?
Oh, it was lovely. Splendid sermon, and the choir never sounded more glorious.
And how did Tiny Tim behave in church?
Oh, as good as gold. No, better. He sits by himself so often. Sometimes his thoughts are deep, very grown up. Coming home from church, he told me that he wished all the people saw him there.
Why, Papa?
He said it was because he was a cripple. He thought it might be pleasant for them to remember on Christmas Day who it was who made lame beggars walk and who made blind men see. Tim, my boy, your place. Oh, the tea and lemons are steeped just right. Only a thimbleful for each of you. And this for you, my boy. Now, gather round. before we seat ourselves to dine, I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of our feast.
Oh, no! The founder of the feast, is it? I wish I had him here. I would give him a piece of my mind to feast upon.
My dear, the children, Christmas Day.
Yes, Christmas Day. Only on Christmas Day could one even think of toasting the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows better than you. Scrimping along on 15 bob a week. Just 15 pitiful copies of your Christian name every Saturday.
Nevertheless, my dear, Christmas Day.
All right. I'll drink his health for your sake, but not his. Long life to him, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.
Children, what's wrong?
Need you ask? You mentioned the name of the ogre, the one whose very existence casts a pall on this house.
Really, I don't feel so badly about Mr. Scrooge, but I shall respect your opinions. Come, let's raise a toast more pleasing to the entire company. Children, a Merry Christmas to us all. God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
They have nothing, and yet they are happy. How can this be?
On this day, all things can be.
What of the little boy, Tiny Tim?
Crippled in a most cruel way, as you can see.
What will befall him? Will he live?
I see a vacant stool there in the chimney corner. A crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these visions of the future remain unchanged, the boy will die.
No, you are a kindly spirit. Say he will survive.
If these visions of the future remain unchanged, none other of my race will find him there. If he is to die, let him. It will decrease the surplus population.
Decrease the surplus? Oh.
We must go.
Why such a hurry?
My life upon this globe is brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
Upon the final stroke of midnight. That hour is almost upon us. When I am gone, you must meet the third and final spirit. This one you will find less pleasant than its predecessors.
I do not wish to meet a spirit like that.
There is no choice.
Oh, Spirit, please forgive me this question, but do I not spy something strange, not belonging to yourself, just there? Is it a foot or a claw?
It might be a claw, for all the flesh that is upon it. Look closer.
Oh.
Do not turn away, I command you to look.
Well, on closer inspection, I find that they are fine, young. No, that is a lie. They are not fine. Their eyes are empty of hope, of happiness. They are poor, pale creatures. They're stunted and starving. Spirit, are these children yours?
They are mankind's. The boy is ignorance, and the girl is want.
Have you no blessing for them?
Not enough. In this life, there is never enough. Once a year, they cling to me for refuge from those that created them.
And the remainder of the year? Well, whose responsibility are they?
I told you they are man's.
Oh. Dear God, they are so wretched. Have they no refuge? No hope at all?
You know the answer.
No, I do not.
You do. Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? Of course there are. You support them. Take them. Minister to their needs. Just keep them out of sight. So the gentlefolk don't have to look at them.
No. Oh, please, no! Spirit, do not leave me here! I am frightened! Spirit!
The phantom slowly, gravely, silently approached. And as it came near him, Scrooge bent down upon his knee, for its mysterious presence filled him with a solemn dread.
Spirit, am I now in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? Well, what does that mean? Oh, no, never mind. I know. You are about to show me the shadows of things that have not happened, but will happen in the time to come. Is that not so? Well, please, say something, I beg you. I fear you more than either of the specters before you. No, I must not be frightened. I know your purpose is to do me good, and I have learned a great many things. And as I know your purpose is to do me good, I am prepared to bear your company. Yes, and with a thankful heart. Only please speak to me. Lead on, then. The night is waning fast. It's precious short now. Lead on.
Which way?
Down there.
Oh, that passageway? Ain't enough room for a rat to run down that way.
Can't help it. That's the way to Old Joe's. I'm sure you'll get through with your natural greed to prod you. So will we all.
Hell, road and bed curtains are better, Mrs. Gilber. The rings make too much noise. What if one of Bobby Peel's coppers was to happen by?
And do what? Arrest us for just pinching a few items from the rooms and personage of the deceased? Shut your face and go home if you're scared.
The owner of these goods is dead and gone, and there's no one in this dirty, miserable world who cares one jot.
Although Scrooge exhibited a certain curiosity about the remarks and the destinations of these unsavory persons, the spirit insisted upon leading him to a better section, to the steps of the commercial exchange in the very heart of the city.
Oh, well, how are you, sir?
Oh, how are you?
Oh, well, old Scratch has got his at last, eh?
So I hear. Rather cold, isn't it?
Oh, quite seasonable for Christmas time. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
No, I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
But when did it happen?
Last night, I believe.
I'm astounded. You know, I thought he'd never die. He was cold and mean. What was the cause?
God knows.
But what has he done with his money?
I don't know. I haven't heard. Left it to his firm, perhaps. He certainly hasn't left it to me. It's certainly a cheap funeral. For upon my life, I don't know of anyone who would go.
Shall we volunteer and make up a party?
Oh, I don't mind going, as long as there's lunch. For I must be fed.
I am the least interested, for I never wear black gloves and I never eat lunch. But I'll go if anyone else will.
But only if there's lunch.
Oh, absolutely. Why else would anyone go?
Scrooge and the spirit left the busy scene and went to an obscure part of town. There, the ways were foul and narrow, all the shops and houses wretched, and the people half naked, drunk and ugly. Alleys and tenements, like so many cesspools, disgorged their offenses of odor and dirt and life upon the straggling streets. Deep in this quarter of crime and filth and misery, there was a shop where iron and broken bottles and bones were sold.
Well, if it isn't me favourite laundress. Got something for old Joe, have you?
Letty.
I mean, look, the charwoman too, and the undertaker's man. The vultures gather. Oh, but how they do gather, eh, Mrs. Dilger?
Oh, don't be so high and mighty, Joe. Every person has a right to look after himself.
True.
He always
I liked
did.
it.
Very true.
You brung me stolen goods then? I don't like stolen goods.
Oh, come on, Joe. Who's at a loss for a few cheap things? Not a dead man, I suppose. And no one's the wiser. There wasn't a soul with him when he croaked. We only came in afterwards. Them to tidy up the place and me to tidy up himself.
If he wanted some things round after he died, why didn't he act like it when he was alive? If he'd been natural, somebody would have been there to look after him when he was struck with death. But he gasped out his last all alone.
By himself.
It's the truest word that ever was spoke. It's a judgment on him.
So, let's do business.
Yes,
Open me bundle, Joe. Let me know the value of it.
No! The smallest first. Looks like yours. All right. What have you got?
Well, I was busier than they were. All I got's a couple seals, a pencil case, sleeve buttons, and that brooch.
Of no great value. There's your payment.
Be serious, Joe.
Not another sixpence, even if you boil me in oil. There's risk here. These are stolen goods. You're next, Mrs.
Some of us did what we were supposed to and got took advantage of. Oh, there's a fine bed sheet, but here is the best teaspoons and a pair of sugar tongs, solid silver.
I always give too much to the ladies. It's a weakness of mine and the way I'll ruin myself. There's your payment.
But
Not another penny more, and I'll repent of being so liberal. Oh, knock off half a crown. All right, Mrs. Dilber, what have you got? Bed curtains?
Aye, bed curtains.
His bed curtains?
The finest he had.
Oh, you mean to tell me you took 'em down with him lying there?
Rings and all. I do. Why not?
You were born to make a fortune, Mrs. Dilber, and you certainly will.
Well, I certainly won't hold my hand back if I can get something by reaching out with it. Especially around the likes of him. Don't get dirt on them blankets!
His blankets?
Whose else do you think? He isn't likely to take cold without him, I dare say.
Hope he didn't die of anything catching.
You can look at that shirt till your eyes ache, but you won't find no holes, nor a threadbare place. It's the finest he had, pure silk. He'd have wasted it if it weren't for me.
What do you call wasting it?
No, just putting it on him to be buried in.
I took it off him and put on one made of calico. If calico ain't good enough for such a purpose, what is it good for? Actually, the deceased looked quite handsome in calico. I mean, he couldn't look any uglier than he did while he was alive.
Oh, dear God, please.
Yes. This is the end of it then. I give you the dear departed. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, but he drew us to him with his death. The dear departed.
The dear departed.
Spirit, I see now. It's coming clear. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way, but those are greedy people, greedy and wicked. Is there no real and honest emotion caused by this man's death?
Oh, husband, you were gone so long. Well, what news? Is it good or bad?
My dear, it is both.
Oh, we ruined then.
Oh, no. There is some hope.
There is if he relents. Has that miracle happened yet?
No. And he's past relenting. He's dead. Day before yesterday, when I went to see him about a week's extension on the money we owe him, his clerk told me that not only was he gravely ill, but dying at that moment. I thought it was a mere excuse not to see me. Turns out it was true after all.
To whom will our debt be transferred then?
I don't know. But before that happens, we can be ready with the money. And even if we can't, no one could be half so merciless as he was. Caroline, we can sleep with light hearts tonight, dear. We're lucky he's dead.
That is not the kind of emotion I mean, Spirit. Let me see some tenderness connected with a death.
The close work hurts my eyes. That's all.
It isn't the sewing, is it, Spirit? It's the empty place by the fire.
There. That's better. Are my eyes red? No, Mother. Good. I wouldn't want them that way when your father comes home. Not for the world. It must almost be time.
Past it, rather. But he walks a little slower than he used to, Mother.
I have known him to walk with Tim upon his shoulder and go very fast indeed.
So have I. Often.
So have we all, Mother.
But he was very light to carry. And his father loved him so that it was no trouble. No trouble. He's home. Welcome home, my dear. Your tea is ready, piping hot.
Good evening, sir.
Peter?
Father?
Papa?
Oh, this is very fine work.
It will be ready for my customer on Friday.
That means we could buy flowers for Sunday, sir.
Oh, yes. We must take flowers by all means.
Did you go there today, Robert?
Yes, my dear. On the way home, I wish you could have gone with me. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is, even in winter. But you'll see it often. I promised it. I promised him I would go there on a Sunday. My child. My little child. No, I must not do that. I must remember the good things, the good times. Do you know who I met in the street on the way home today? Mr. Scrooge's nephew, Fred. It was extraordinary. I've only ever met him a few times, and all of those at the office. But he stopped me and greeted me cordially. He said I looked a little down. I explained the reason. He said, I am heartily sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit, and heartily sorry for your good wife and family. He is a pleasant-spoken gentleman, young Fred. He asked about each of you children, your names, your situations, and then he gave me this card. If I can be of service, Mr. Cratchit, that's where I live. Pray, come to me, and don't hesitate, he said. It was quite delightful. Not because of anything he might do for us, but because of his kind way. It really seemed as if he had known our tiny Tim, felt our loss.
He must be a good soul.
You would think so if you met him and talked to him. I do think I might call on him to see if we might get Peter into a better work situation.
You hear that, Peter? And if that happens, Peter will soon be keeping company with someone and setting up for himself.
Just along with you.
Oh, it's just as likely as not. But I know that however and whenever we part from one another, we shall none of us forget poor Tim, the first parting in our family.
Never, Papa.
And I know, my dears, that when we remember how gentle and how patient he was, though he was a little child, we shall not so easily quarrel among ourselves, in so doing forget poor tiny Tim.
No, Papa, of course not. Never.
I am happy here with all of you. I'm very happy.
Spectre, something informs me that our moment of parting approaches. And therefore, I must know, are the shadows that we have seen the shadows of things that will be? Or are they the shadows of things that only may be? Please, can I change them with a changed life? Well, you must tell me. If I am to correct my life, I must have the answer. And one more, though I fear I already know it. Who was the dead man those 3 vultures derided, even as they stole from him? Please, Spirit, I beg of you the name. Ebenezer Scrooge. I am the man. The one whom they plundered because it made no difference. The one whom they mocked on the steps of the exchange. No, please. Spirit, hear me. Hear me. I am not the man I was. I will not be the man I would have been, save for these visitations. No. There must be a hope of it. Why else would you show me all this? I will change. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year through. The 3 spirits of Christmas past and present and future will all live and strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons they have taught. Please tell me that it's possible. Please! Tell me so that I may sponge the writing from that stone. Spirit, please! Tell me! Spirit! Spirit! You must tell me! Where have you gone? Please! Spirit! Spirit! I will keep Christmas. The three spirits will all live and strive within me, and I will sponge out the writing on that stone. The stone? Where is the stone? Please, Spirit! Where am I? Have I? Oh, I will keep Christmas. I promise. There must be a hope of it. I am so sorry. I will change. Please. Please. Where am I? This is my bedpost. This is my bed. My room. I'm alive. I'm alive! And there are no chains. Oh, and the shadows of things that would have been, they can be dispelled. They will be. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas time be praised. I say it on my knees, Jacob. On my knees. I don't know what to do. I am light as a feather. I am happy as an angel. And I am merry as a schoolboy. Why, I feel like laughing aloud. Oh!
Oh, really? For a man who had not laughed in so many years, it was a splendid laugh. A most illustrious laugh. The father of a long, long line of brilliant laughs.
I don't know what day it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. I am like a baby. Well, never mind. I'd rather be a baby. Hello. Look. There's no fog. There's no mist. It's clear, bracing air. Golden sunlight. Heavenly skies. Merry bells. Oh, glorious. Glorious! Oh, you there, boy. What's today?
What's that, Governor?
What's today, my fine fellow?
Why, it's Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. The spirits did it all in one night. Of course they can. They can do anything. Oh, just a moment, my lad.
Hello? Yes?
Do you know the poultry shop in the next street but one on the corner?
I should hope I do. I live around here.
He's an intelligent boy, a remarkable boy, really. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey hanging in the shop? Not the little prize turkey, the big one.
It's hanging here this minute.
A wonderful boy. It is a pleasure to speak with him. Is it? Go and buy it.
Come on, Gov, don't pull my leg.
No, I am in earnest. Go and buy it, and tell them to bring it here that I may give them directions on where to send it. Come back with the man, and I'll give you a shilling. Come back in less than 5 minutes, and I'll give you half a crown.
Right away.
I shall send it to Bob Cratchit's house. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim, and they shan't know who sent it.
He prepared himself to go out into the streets. Now, shaving was not an easy task, for his hand continued to shake very much, And shaving requires attention, even if you don't dance while you're at it. Oh, but if he had cut the end of his nose off, he would have put a piece of sticking plaster over it and been quite satisfied. He went downstairs to open the door for the poultry shop man, and as he did, the door knocker caught his eye.
I have never noticed this door knocker before. What an honest expression it has on its face. I shall cherish it as long as I live. Oh, well, what is this? Jacob Marley, are these yours? Are you free now? Perhaps, even where you are, deeds of kindness can be rewarded. I pray so. May God bless you, Jacob Marley. Oh, well, is that a turkey? It never could have stood upon his own legs, that bird. He would have snapped him off clean in a minute. Now, here is the address for the delivery. You take it there promptly, sir. There you go. Oh, no. You could never go to Camden Town all the way like that. You must have a cab. Here, fetch one, my boy, fetch one.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too. Well, Merry Christmas. Good sir. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, officer. Oh. Ma'am, excuse me. No, please. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. God bless you.
But
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, ma'am. Well. Oh, now, my young friends, you must be kind. Here, buy a sweet. It's Christmas. There for you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, madam. Oh, young Mr. Buckworthy, see me tomorrow.
Sir, you know I can't.
Of course you can. See me tomorrow for an extension, as long as you need. We must not rob one penny from that young child of yours. Scrooge and Marley's can survive a good long while without your money. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Oh, well, good day to you, sir. No, please. Just a moment. Merry Christmas, sir. Oh, and a Merry Christmas to you and yours, officer.
Yes, sir, and the same to you.
Merry Christmas.
No more humbug? That's a blinking miracle.
What a wonderful day. Merry Christmas. Oh, sir, excuse me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Yes, that is my name, and I fear it may not be pleasant to you. I hope you were successful in your fundraising endeavors the other day. It was very kind of you. And if you would be so good as to honor a request.
Oh, Lord bless me. Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
Not a farthing less. And a good many back payments are included in it, I assure you. Will you do me the honor of accepting?
I will. I don't know what to say to such generosity.
Don't say anything. Come and see me tomorrow. You will come and see me.
Most assuredly, I will.
Thank you, sir.
Here is my card.
Oh, thank you. I am much obliged to you. Thank you 50 times. God bless you, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
He went to church, and he walked about the busy streets. He questioned beggars and patted children on the head. He watched the people, and he looked into the kitchens of houses and up to the windows, and he found everything that could yield him pleasure. He had never dreamed that any walk, that anything give him so much happiness. In the afternoon, he turned his steps to a house that he had not entered in many years.
Never mind, I can find the way myself. Merry Christmas. Oh, no. Oh. Nephew?
Uncle?
My smelling salts!
Uncle, is that really you?
It is I, your Uncle Scrooge.
Well, I'm astonished to see you.
I don't doubt that. Merry Christmas, Fred. And a Merry Christmas to you too, Sarah, my dear.
Did you just say Merry...
Christmas, yes. Today is that blessed day, is it not?
Smelling salts. Well, what brings you here, Uncle?
Well, that is, you did tender an invitation to dinner. Have you dined yet?
Not yet.
May I join you? Will you let me in?
Let you in? Of course we'll let you in. Merry Christmas, Uncle, the merriest of Christmases.
Thank you.
Well, let me take your hat.
Yes, then.
Oh, and your cane.
Thank you.
Lovely scarf. Make yourself right at home. Can
Shall.
you stay an hour or two?
I can stay all day. I have nothing to do but revel in the joy of family and the companionship here at Christmas. I have nothing to do and am completely at liberty until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
And what are you going to do then?
Catch Bob Cratchit coming in late. A quarter after. Yes. 18.5 minutes late. What do you mean by coming in at this time of day, sir?
Yes, sir, Mr. Scrooge, sir. I am very sorry. Yesterday was an extraordinary day. First, there was the usual Christmas hubbub and excitement, but then on top of that, there was this immense turkey. I know I'm late.
Yes, you are. Yes, I think you are. Step this way, sir, if you please.
Sir, it only happens once a year. It shan't be repeated, I promise. I admit I was making rather merry yesterday, but out of nowhere, mysteriously, there was this turkey.
Mr. Cratchit, listen to me. I will not stand for this sort of thing any longer. And therefore, I am about to raise your salary.
Yes, sir, of course, sir. I understand my punishment is... Raise my salary?
Merry Christmas, Bob. Merrier Christmas, Bob, my good fellow, than I have given you in many a year. I will raise your salary and endeavor to assist your struggling family. And we'll discuss it all this afternoon over a Christmas wassail.
But what about the work?
Oh, hang the work! I want you to go out and make up the fires, but first, go buy yourself another coal bucket and coal to fill it before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit. Off you go.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. He became as good a man and as good a master as the good old city knew, or any other city, town, or borough in the good old world. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was as a second father. Some people laughed to see the alteration in Ebenezar Scrooge, but he let them laugh. And he did not heed them because his own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him. Scrooge had no further dealings with spirits, and it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any man alive possessed that knowledge. And let that be said of us, all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless the day, love. God bless the child come from above. God bless the tree, sweet fragrant pine. God bless the fowl, rose cake so fine. God grant every Yuletide wish, and one more ere we're done. All through the years to come, God bless us everyone. Through all the years to come, God bless us everyone. God bless us everyone. Merry Merry Christmas to you!